they are responsible to see that children are safe.
She saves our kids' lives every single day.
Good morning. I'm Bill, and welcome to Reality Sports. Today we have an event that is going to keep you on the edge of your seats. It's the lower division of the Upper Regional Northern Sector semi-quarterfinals of the School Crossing Guard Triple Cone Competition. Jill, tell us a little about this event.
Well, Bill, it's all about safety. Contestants are judged on form, technical difficulty, and how well they help kids get to school safely.
That's exciting stuff. Why don't we go live on location and see what's happening at the crosswalk?
All right, Bill.
Our first event today will be the setup. This is where crossing guards have to get everything in place for safe crossing.
That's right, Bill. And it's in the preparation that a great crossing guard is made.
Jill, here we see the returning champ Marie switching on her reduced speed school zone sign.
And locking it in place so no one can tamper with it.
A very important point.
Absolutely, Bill. Now, Marie is a 4-time medalist in this event. Just wonderful to watch. Coming from a background where her father was a champion dog walker and her mother competed on the professional jump rope circuit, Marie is noted for her promptness, professionalism, and friendliness with kids. She also has excellent stop paddle technique.
You know, I suspect we're going to see some of that stop paddle technique here pretty soon. You can see her promptness on display as she's already at her crosswalk well before school starts, in plenty of time to turn on the lights and inspect the area to remove any hazards that could impede student crossing.
That's right.
But what about the challenger, Doug? Where's he?
Well, here he comes now, Bill, and this late entry is not a good way to start the match.
Doug is rushing to park his car and... Wait a minute, Jill, isn't that
A fire hydrant, that's right, Bill. Doug started with a late entry, then illegally parked his car. A very poor start if he expects to take the crossing guard championship from someone as prompt and prepared as Marie.
That's right. And there's the opening horn. We are about a half hour before school officially starts, which is when the on-site work of a crossing guard begins.
And right off the bat, you see the technique I was talking about in our reigning champion, Marie. She's holding her stop paddle high so motorists can see her and placing her cones at the center of the crosswalk.
Doug's obviously trying to catch up from that late start. He's placing his cones before he has his flashing school zone sign turned on.
And are my eyes fooling me, or is Doug not even wearing his retro-reflective vest yet?
Doug is wearing a tank top and flip-flops.
Well, he certainly has his own style, but each guard is a representative of the community and local law enforcement. Doug is not going to get much respect out of that half shirt and those flip-flops.
Whoa, did you see that?
That's what happens, Bill. No flashing sign, no safety vest, and no stop paddle.
But just look at Marie, organized, prepared, and in control.
Now that's what I call a prepared crossing guard. See how poised she is, her cones are perfectly placed, her sign is on, her paddle is in her hand, and she is ready to get kids to class.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt. A really stunning performance by Marie, clearly blowing Doug out of the water in this, the first event of the Crossing Guard Triple Cone Competition.
What fun!
That's right. Stay tuned and we'll be back with more exciting coverage of the lower division of the Upper Regional Northern Sector semi-quarterfinals of the School Crossing Guard Triple Cone Competition.
I want my kids to be safe. I want the school to be safe. We love our crossing guard. We have one across the street that helps cross our students from the school, and she's fabulous. She ensures that the kids maintain a formality and they obey the rules. We've had a lot of kids that just run across the street, and she kind of motions them to make sure that we use the crosswalk. There's always opportunities for kids to get hit by cars. We've had several in our community hit by cars that didn't have a crossing guard. She saves our kids' lives every single day.
And we're back at the second leg of the Crossing Guard Triple Cone Competition, the unsignalized crosswalk event.
In this event, we'll see the crossing guards assisting children as they walk to and from school at a crosswalk with no traffic signal.
Jill, what can you tell us about this intersection?
Well, every intersection is unique and has its own features that make it different, but in general, both contestants will be demonstrating techniques that can be applied to most unsignalized crossing situations.
Doug will be crossing first, and look at this, his wardrobe change is a vast improvement over what we saw in the last round.
Oh, much better, Bill. Now, a good crossing guard will instruct students in safe practices even before they arrive at the crosswalk. The students are taught how to safely walk and bike to school through UDOT's SNAP program, but every good crossing guard knows sometimes they need a reminder.
That's right. Doug is trying to get their attention, and he's waving his arms at the kids and... Oh, Oh, dear.
A classic miss signal. That driver saw Doug waving his arms and thought he was motioning for her to go. Even though he didn't mean to mislead, Doug must be cautious about not sending confusing hand signals to drivers. His job is to direct students, not traffic.
Well, at least he's got the students in a group ready to go now. There's a safe gap in the traffic, and he's leading the students into the intersection.
Ooh, he's gonna lose points for that girl riding her scooter. Kids have to walk bikes and scooters.
Oh! That's 5th grader Jenny Meldrum, who's dropped her book report in the exact center of the crosswalk.
Oh, now another 5th grader's getting into the action.
That's innocent flirting, Bill, right in the middle of 2 lanes of traffic.
Now Doug has grabbed 5th grader Mark Jensen and is escorting him from the crosswalk.
Doug's stop paddle is down, but worse than that, if the judges saw that,
Oh, yes, it's a technical foul on Doug.
it's a primary rule of crossing guards. You never touch the children, even if it is just to pat a child on the back or zip up a coat.
And Doug does not like that call one bit. He's arguing with the judge. They're taking out the crossing guard quick reference. Let's look at an instant replay of that incident.
Now, Doug is claiming that this was an exceptional case where he was moving the student out of danger. That is one instance when it's actually legal to lay hands on a child. But as we can see in this replay, the traffic was stopped, there was no immediate danger, and therefore the contact was illegal.
There you go.
I have to agree with the judges on that one, Bill.
Well, another bad showing for Doug.
Let's see how Marie does this round. Watch this, Bill. Marie assembles her group of students and makes sure they're paying attention. Ooh, see Carter de Havilland trying to sneak onto his scooter? Marie isn't gonna let that happen. Now she's watching traffic for a break when she can initiate her crossing.
She makes a final scan. Left, right, left again. Then she leads into the intersection with her stop paddle. You will never see Marie confusing drivers by switching hands or waving her paddle the way we saw with Doug.
You know, I look at that and I don't know why they don't have crossing guards in the Olympics.
Wait, we have a wardrobe malfunction from 2nd grader Eloise McGrew.
She's stopping in the middle of the street to tie her shoe.
The stress on Marie at this point has got to be extreme.
You'd think so, Bill, but look at that form!
Wow.
Stop, paddle up, eye contact with drivers. She's aware of Eloise and waits. Waits. And that's just what a crossing guard does. This is not a speed race, Bill. It's all about safety.
Oh, so different from the panic we saw when Doug grabbed that kid.
Truly is.
I would feel absolutely comfortable having my daughter walk across the street with a crossing guard like Marie. That is crossing guarding at its finest.
You said it. You know, Jill, does it make you want to get back in the game?
You know, Bill, I'm retired.
Okay, if you say so. Just stay tuned and we'll be back with more from the Crossing Guard Triple Cone.
The crossing guard is usually the very first adult that a child sees on their way to school. And the way the crossing guard approaches that child, it could make their day. I've watched as the child walks and then they see the crossing guard and they start running because they're excited to see the crossing guard. And then there's always that communication and have a great day. And then it's like they cross from the crossing guard to the school grounds, just excited to be there. And that's a great deal because of how they were treated by the crossing guard. I don't give my cell phone number out to a lot of people, but the crossing guard has my cell phone number.
And now for the final event of the Crossing Guard Triple Cone competition, the multi-signaled 4-lane crossing with bicycles.
This is my favorite event, Bill, and this is where the slightest mistake can make a huge difference. Let's check in with our contestants.
Marie, how do you plan to approach this most complex event of the competition?
Well, it's about the basics. I just want to focus and execute. Just keeping the kids safe. That's what I'm all about.
Thanks, Marie. Now let's hear from Doug.
Doug, how do you feel about your performance so far in today's competition?
Well, it's no secret I choked. I let the fans down, the kids, but most of all, I let myself down, so.
How do you intend to address that moving into this last round of competition?
Well, got my secret weapon right here, the old U.CGQR, Crossing Guard Quick Reference. Gonna be using that. Something I should have been using from the very beginning. Basically, gonna go with that. Should be doing fine.
Going back to the basics? No more fancy stop paddle work?
That's right. No more fancy stop paddle work, just back to the basics and give 110%. Although that's not mathematically sound.
Well, good luck to you, Doug.
Thank you.
And they're off.
Both crossing guards have their students back from the curb ready to cross.
Here comes a student with a bicycle.
Both crossing guards are instructing him to walk his bike across the street. Now the crossing guards are neck and neck, both pushing the buttons to activate the walk signal.
Marie gets her signal first, and she's crossing her kids.
Both guards will have to cross several groups of kids in this event and keep a watch out for the unexpected.
Whoa, like that jaywalker who just dropped Doug's cone into the left turn lane.
No foul, but if Doug can't fix that pronto, traffic will be a mess.
And he does it.
Yes, Doug stays calm, clears the cone from the turn lane, and now he's ready to cross the kids.
Whoops, Jenny the dropper has gone back to the curb where she started. She dropped her pencil and now she's trying to cross with a signal showing only a few seconds left.
But Doug is doing exactly the right thing. Latecomers have to wait for the next signal to cross.
Would you call Jenny's behavior there a tantrum, Jill?
The technical term is a hissy fit, Bill, and Doug handled it calmly and firmly, an excellent performance.
And there's another flawless crossing by Marie.
And Doug has a crosswalk parker. That red car was completely blocking the crosswalk.
Until Doug got his stop paddle in there.
See that? Doug didn't direct traffic. He's not a traffic cop, and that would be another technical foul. But calm use of his stop paddle cleared that crosswalk.
Some real challenges for Doug this afternoon.
But that also counts for extra points for difficulty. Doug could be back in the game here, Bill.
This could go right down to the wire.
What a display of crossing guard prowess. Look at them both, paddles high, perfect eye contact, keeping the cars back from the crosswalk until the kids have cleared the intersection. They're alert, they're focused.
There's a certain, majesty about it, isn't there, Jill?
I can't help it. I get choked up when I see crossing guard technique like that.
Oh! Did you see that?
That was the distracted driver. The contestants were warned that he might make an appearance today.
What's that? Is Doug writing in a notebook?
Darn right, Bill, getting the license number.
Look at that replay on that. The guy was talking on a cell phone and eating a falafel while making an illegal left turn.
Both guards kept their kids safe, but Doug will get extra points for getting that license number and information about the distracted driver's car.
And I'm guessing the driver's going to have a technical foul of his own.
Doug has made an amazing comeback just by getting back to the basics listed in the crossing guard quick reference.
Those extra points are going to make a difference, but will it be enough to beat Marie?
They're tabulating the scores now, and...
It's a tie! Oh, the final round of the competition ends in a tie between Marie and Doug. What a comeback!
Crossing guards don't get any better than this.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in a moment.
They don't receive the respect that they are due. If any given city had to do for a week without their crossing guards, the officers would pay a lot more attention to the school crossing guards, because you cannot quantify how many lives they save. You can't say, well, on this day, this didn't happen because the crossing guard was there, or this child didn't run out in the street because the crossing guard made them stop. I don't think there's anything in the world that is more important than the life of a child. I think that their responsibility is one of the most weighty responsibilities that could possibly be, that they are responsible to see that children are safe.
Well, that's all for today. Join us next week for the Southeastern North County quarterfinals of the school custodian floor buffer races. Till then, I'm Bill.
And I'm Jill.
Wishing you safe crossings.